All right, folks, so lots of times people like to swap pickups, and pickup swapping is a popular thing to do and test out in different guitars. And TV Jones Filtertrons are great pickups to use. And let's just say maybe you were swapping pickups in your Electromatic. And a lot of times Electromatics these days from Gretsch's come with these black top Filtertrons. There's nothing wrong with them. They're pretty good, but you're ready for the upgrade. Maybe you have TV Jones pickups. Maybe you took them out of something else. Maybe you bought them secondhand used, and now you want to put them into your Electromatic guitar. And whether or not you need the clips that go with the universal mount can be kind of problematic, because if you don't have them and you need to suspend this pickup that you bought, that it comes with these two screws from a pickup ring, you're going to be left having to make some either emails or something like that, and that's not something that they usually like to kind of sell without the pickup. So I'm going to show you a workaround. This is how it would mount if it was going directly into wood, but I'm going to show you how to do a little cheat and suspend it inside of a pickup ring. So if you don't have the clip system that would attach right here, here's what you can do. From this blacktop Filtertron that you may have ripped out of your Electromatic, and now you're ready for a pickup swap, this will be on the back. And this is the base plate cover that sits right here. So something that you can do is get your soldering iron out, break these two joints free from the pickup cover, and you'll be left with this. And now we have to mount this to the back of here. Well, you don't have to unsolder this back plate. What you can do is modify your existing pickup, and I have one already done. Here is the back plate from an Electromatic. It is now soldered on. I grounded it to the original back plate here and here, just crudely with a couple little dollops of solder. And I used the two screws that you'll use to mount it directly into the wood to mount directly here. The only thing you do have to do is drill through this little thing right here, this little base plate, to make it match. And what I did was I just plopped this on there, lined it up, put my drill bit through here, popped this thing in a vise, and drilled right through it. And that holds it on. And there's also a piece of foam inside of here, just to kind of protect it and whatnot, put a little bit of space in there so it's not sitting dead flush against the screws, just kind of protects the original base plate. And there's your beads of solder. The other thing that you do have to do is I happen to have an older pair that I've beaten up on of fret pullers and fret tang nippers and stuff like that, fret pullers, and I just clipped off this flange. And you can get this done with any flush cutter that you get from Home Depot. It doesn't have to be a StewMac fret puller. And I just kind of clipped that piece off. That way I was able to get that. So in a second, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you exactly what I did to get this done. I took my Filtertron, or my blacktop Filtertron, the inexpensive one that came from my Electromatic. And I broke the solder joints by just, getting this nice and hot and kind of breaking it free with any kind of, tools. I hold it in there. I already have that done. So now I've freed that from there. Step 2, take your, any flush mount nipper is going to do. I happen to have StewMac ones. So we're going to cut off this flange that was recessed underneath the pickup and just kind of cut that off. You don't want to just go and get the whole thing like that. You're going to want to work it. So you're actually going to start little bits at a time and work your way this way to cut off that flange. So I'll just kind of show you what I did. Oop, see, it's too much. It won't cut if you have too much, so just kind of work your way little bits at a time. Not too dissimilar to how you'd walk a fret out, actually. Over to the other side. Try to get it as flush as you can get it to kind of prevent any kind of real sharp edges, and also any bits of flanging metal that might get in the way of mounting this to the underside. So there you go. Now you have the 2 ears and a flat mount. So we'll take the other pickup over here that doesn't have that. Flip it over. We're going to line it up just like that. And before we do, just for an added measure of protection, this is just some foam that came inside of a Seymour Duncan pickup. Line it up, eyeball it, cut it. We're going to plop that right there. That's our layer of protection right here. So that would go just like that. Now the next thing you're going to want to do is you got to get these screws to go in here. So you have to drill a hole. So I've got my drill already set up. Come over here. I happen to have a vise. Line up kind of tight, hold it in place, and crudely drill right through it. That's one. Two. Done. Next, take the 2 screws that it came with that mounted originally into the wood, and also just clean out any debris that might have been there from the drilling. And we'll line this up back on here, squeeze it down, pop in the original screws. And we'll screw it in. That's nice and tight. Here's the other one. And these screws are kind of coarse thread, so you don't have to worry about trying to do a tapping situation where you're worrying about the threads of the screws. They're coarse threads, so they'll bite. Get that foam out of the way. And there you go. There is your makeshift ears plate. Now you no longer have to buy the clip system, which oftentimes only ever comes with the pickups itself. Then the last thing you have to do is just resolder just a tiny little dollop there and there for some extra grounding protection. It's already touching the plate, but you might as well do it since it's there. I hope that helps everybody out there in pickup swapping land.